Okay, it's been 2 hours since I reopened my orders in 2023. And I was in the car the whole time because I got stuck in Idaho. So I saw things come in, but this is like the first time I get to see like how many orders it actually is, how many sweatshirts we have to make. And if it's over 200, then I'm gonna have to close orders again. So I'm just gonna start. I literally go through each person, look through their order, and write down anything that is being made to order. So we're technically starting at 17 already because that's how many Cuyahoga orders we got the day before. First order of the new year, beyond the Cuyahoga, a Zion in small. It is 9:30 and I closed my shop like 3 hours ago because that's when I hit our 200 limit. Basically, I was cooking dinner when it happened. I'd been like watching it closely all day, but I'd also been running around in that like last hour. So I didn't like quite get it right at 200, but close to it. And I was cooking dinner, so I just like had to freeze the website. Like I put a password on the website so no one could go on it. Cause like making all the listings, there's like over 30 of them, making them sold out takes a good second. So I had to finish making dinner and then I went back and edited the website and it's back up again, but you can't buy those listings anymore because I have taken all the orders I can. And I kind of last minute decided that, because I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea if this was going to happen, if we were going to get booked up in one. And I decided that I would announce today even like, okay, I will reopen in exactly 2 weeks. Like already people know the date it will reopen. Basically, I got 200 orders today that will have a due date. They all have the same due date. And then I give myself 2 weeks and then I get more orders and those will all have the same due date. And that way I've just spaced out all that stuff. So I'm just gonna test this out and see if it works for 2023. So it's January 3rd. It's the next day. I've started already on orders of just the blanks I have. I'm doing like all Cuyahoga today. And I have to go like do a bunch of errands because it's my first time back from vacation in a second. I need to get groceries. And we're adopting a second cat. We're adopting our neighbor's cat who had to rehome it. And we like made plans for it a long time ago. I took him to the vet over break. But like now that we're back, today we actually are gonna go get him. So lots going on, but this morning I ran the machines and I sat and ran numbers because we're going into tax season and now I can like look at averages. And I'm just super proud of myself because basically my husband's been hounding me about giving him like all these exact numbers. And I would just tell him, oh, I know it's going to be under this number and under this number, which was based on mathematical things I did. And he was just giving me a hard time about it. But now I've done it. I have the numbers from the whole year to look at. And guess who was spot on all her estimates? In fact, I'm under, because I gave myself cushion, I'm under all those estimates, okay? Like I said, we'd be under this number. So things are looking pretty good, but because of yesterday, everything's sold out. I have to consider raising prices because it just, that's what, if there's too much demand for something, that's what you have to do, so. And plus it would make, the margins technically should be a little bit higher. A little bit higher, yeah. So this year is gonna be interesting because I spent a lot of money last year on like office stuff, just like things I'm gonna use for the next 10 years, but I didn't have. I need to buy these desks I bought. And so all those things I'll continue to use, but they were big expenses from last year. And then also last year I spent a lot on inventory, which a good chunk of it sold before Christmas, but a lot of it, most of it's actually gonna sell throughout this year. So I spent a lot last year on stuff that will sell this year. And like this year, 2023 is supposed to be, we're supposed to go into recession again. So that's got my husband all worked up too. It's got me worked up too, but I don't know, like yesterday, I'm feeling good after yesterday. I sold out in 6 hours, so. I am like a devoted USPS person. I just think they are superior to everything else. And so I use them every chance I can. It's only when things are like heavier and bigger and then during the holidays too that, you know, the prices started to go up, and UPS was the one that was offering things cheaper that I use them a lot this most recent holiday season. And I don't think I'm going to go back, or I'm avoiding UPS at all costs. There might be some situations where it's the only thing that makes sense, you guys, but let me just tell you this story, how annoyed I am by this. So this girl orders something and I ship it out the very next day. Like, it's on his way very next day through UPS. It gets to her place within a few days, and they say on the tracking, UPS, that they tried to deliver it a couple times. I don't know why it didn't work. I'm very skeptical of UPS in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was all on them. Basically, they didn't do it, and so after a couple times, they put it just in their office and like left her a note or something, tried to contact her and say, you just need to come pick this up. And she never came and got it, and it sat there in their office for almost 2 months. And I heard nothing from her. The customer didn't say anything to me, and I didn't know. I have no way of knowing that, really, unless I'm like consistently checking tracking, and like with 100 orders, there's no reason to be consistently checking tracking on things. And then a few days ago, I got a message from a girl on Instagram saying, hey, I got this package. It says it's from you, but I didn't order anything. No one I know ordered anything. And I don't know where it came from. And so while I'm waiting for her to respond, because I'm like, okay, well, what does it say on the package? Like, does it have your name on it? I just start doing some sleuthing, going like crazy, because she showed me what was in it, and it was kind of a unique order. And after some serious sleuthing, I was able to figure out whose order it was, because I go to the tracking and that's what I find out. I see that it spent forever in limbo and she never got it, and now they were returning it to sender. But if they return to sender, why does this random girl have it and not me? Because I can see the label. Like, I see the label I printed and it has my address, not this girl's address. And when I'm on her page even, I can see on her Instagram like the college she's going to, and it's the college I went to. It's literally the college town, like 25 minutes from me right now. And it's just so perplexing. Again, we even have like mutual friends on Instagram. So strange. And so I get a hold of UPS after UPS is really obnoxious to get a hold of. And this is what they tell me. They tell me, yes, they were returning it to sender. And instead of using the address that's on the shipping label, my return address, they somehow found an old address of mine and sent it there. So this girl who has it, that's the house I used to live in, literally. And the lady on the line is like, yeah, you're Pure Stitchcraft. And I'm like, that's a business name I haven't used in years. And then like, I'm like, wait, did you send it to blah, blah, blah? And I say the address and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, why would you do that? It doesn't even make sense. She's like, well, that's what your account says. And I'm like, but I didn't buy this through UPS even. I bought this through pirate ship. Like, how is it even connected? How did you even find that address? How did you connect our accounts? And why would you do that when it's not even the address on the label? Why don't you what's the point of me putting an address on the label if you're not going to use it? Guys, I was perplexed. And I just kind of like, she never said that was a mistake. Like, oh yeah, you're right, we should have used one on a label. And I just kept being like, so no matter what, you guys are just going to ignore that and always find something else on an account. And she was pretty much like, yeah, you just need to go change it. And I'm like, girl, I didn't even know I had a UPS account. I must have opened that years ago. Meanwhile, like USPS, I love them. Sometimes they mess up my packages, delivering them to me. And all I have to do, I just like call them. And my mail lady's like, oh, I know exactly what happened. I put it in the wrong box. I'm going to go fix it for you. And they just go fix it for me. Or one time USPS, they destroyed a package and I submitted a claim and I had a check in the mail within 5 days of the full amount returned to me. Meanwhile, buying this $14 shipping label to Boston. The other weird thing is that I emailed the customer the day that happened, and I have a tracking thing that tells me when people have opened the emails or not. And she opened the email like 3 days ago. It's been 3 days and I haven't heard from her, where I just told her like, hey, this has been sitting waiting for you. How can I get your packages to you? No response. She's opened it. These things always perplex me. She has no idea her whole life is about to change. Okay, I got 2 hampers worth. You can't see the other one. And we're going to the post office. Okay, it's almost 8 o'clock. I don't usually work this late, but I had to take like a 3-hour detour in the middle of the day to go do all those things I mentioned. We have our new little cat. We have him in his own room because we can't introduce him to Mischief yet. So he's just taking it easy. He's really cute. He's really funny looking. And I think Mischief's handling it pretty well. There she is. So yeah, I'm gonna turn this one off and call it for the night. I got down all the ones I was supposed to do today. And yeah, tomorrow is more Cuyahoga, Zion, maybe some Shenandoah. I've been wanting to do YouTube. I think it's fun. And I've just given up on even using like a proper camera. Like I'm just gonna use my phone. I'm literally gonna edit this on my phone. So it's gonna be super chill. I don't know how often I'm gonna do this, but it was really fun to do it today.